Hello, and welcome to Crafting Inspirations. I'm Joanne, an independent demonstrator here in Newfoundland, Canada. I love to connect, inspire, motivate new and exciting possibilities through stamping. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video so that you can get notices of any future videos that I will post, as well as to hit the like button and to tag someone in this video who you think would like this as well. So remember to hit the share, the like, and the subscribe button. For some Stampin' Up! News, for the month of June, so you only have a few days left, if you sign up as a demonstrator, you will receive a free bundle. So the bundle consists of a stamp, a punch or stamp, and a die set. So you will get additional stamp and punch or die set, as well as up to $165 worth of product for only $135. That includes shipping and handling to most provinces in Canada. The price of the starter kit, like I said, is $135, but you can purchase $165 worth of product. You will receive some business supplies as well as a paper pumpkin kit, and you will receive 20% of any additional future purchases that you make. So that's quite a great deal. So you get a new bundle, you get $165 worth of product, you get a paper pumpkin and business supplies for only $135, including shipping and handling. As well, for the month of June, like I said, you'll only have a few days left. My dog is in the room with me. Good. For the month of June, if you host a party, and it could be a virtual party, and your sales is equal to $300, you will get additional $30 to purchase some more supplies with Stampin' Up! So you actually get, if your sales is $300, you will actually get $60 worth of free product. So if you want to host a virtual party, please get in touch with me and we can arrange it, but the party has to be done and closed by June the 30th. So I'm just going to flip my camera around now and we'll get started with the card that I have chosen. Now this card has a lot of techniques, so this video is going to be a little bit longer than my usual, but you won't be disappointed in the outcome of the card. So let me just flip my camera around now and we'll get started. So the main stamp set that we'll be using today is the Sending Sunshine. The order number for this one is 152592. It's only $23 and it consists of 12 photopolymer stamp sets or stamps. It's great for overlaying. You can see through the stamp so you can see where you're stamping to, because the sunset will go inside the waterfall here, or the water. So it's great, and I'll show you what this consists of. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so it's clear so you can actually see through where you're stamping. So this is the larger water. And then I've got some mountains and some birds. The birds is from the Mountaineer stamp set. And the mountain here is this one here. I thought the birds in this one, it was the right size for the imagery that we're going to create. And we're also going to use a tree that's in the Forever Fern. But the main stamp set is the Sending Sunshine. So I've got my stamps already labeled out. So this stamp set could be found on page 111 of the catalog, the annual catalog. So if you want a catalog, please reach out to me and I will mail you one. So I'm just going to put this aside. And the colors is going to be Early Espresso, Soft Suede, and Whisper White. So I'm just going to put those colors aside for now. And I'm going to work with the Whisper White. So the Whisper White we're going to have to cut down. We're going to cut that down to 4. I just like cutting my paper in half first. So this one we're going to cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. So there's our paper that we're going to be working on. So I'm just going to bring out a piece of scrap. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to bring out a piece of scrap paper so I don't get my workstation here all messed up. So the first thing we're going to do, and there's going to be a lot of colors, is I'm going to bring out the large water, and I'm going to use Seaside spray. Now Seaside spray is an in color for 2019 to 2021. So on this one we're going to stamp up the full image. So that's covered quite nicely. And we're going to stamp this in the center of our piece of paper. And once it's soaked through, you lift up. And then I'm going to bring in the small water that fits inside of this. And I'm going to stamp off once. And then I'm just going to bring this in in the flower, and where this is full of polymer, you can see where your sunset is to. So, and then I'm just going to stamp the image right over this. And you're not going to see much of a change, but once I get my technique done, you will. So I'm going to bring out the new color, Bumblebee, which is a in color as well, but this is an in color for 2020 to 2022. And I'm going to get the sun. So the sunset looks like this. So I'm going to bring in the sunset. I'm just got to bring this down a little closer. And I'm just going to put that into the water. Like so. Now I'm just going to, what I'm going to do while I got this ink is out, I'm going to stamp up the sun on a piece of Post-it note. And then I'm going to stamp up this water because we're going to use this as a mask off. So that we'll cut this out. And now, while this is drying, I'm just going to close up my ink pads. So this is the first technique that I'm going to show you. There is a few techniques that is involved with this card. So then I'm going to clean my stamps. I'm just going to bring out the Stampin' Up! Scrub and the Stampin' Up! Mist. So I'm going to spray it on my wet side. And I'm just going to clean my stamps. So this is the wet and this is the dry. And what I want to do now, I'm going to take this piece. Actually, I can take this one. And what I'm going to do is just cut down. And I'm just going to overlay the top portion of the sun. I'm going to bring out the Versamark. And I'm going to ink up the sun with the Versamark. So I'm just going to bring it down over where it was 2. And then the water, the small water, ink that up with Versamark as well. And we're just going to put that down to where we stamped it before. So now I'm just going to clean shut my Versamark. And then I'm going to bring out the clear Stampin' embossing powder. So then I'm just going to spread that over the water that we just had put there. And tap off the extra. And I'm just going to bring out my heat gun. This is Stampin' Up's heat gun, and it has 2 settings. So the first one is for drying. The second setting is for embossing. So I'm just going to let this warm up a little bit. And I'm just going to go over where I just put the powder. So now you certainly see the refine where the smaller stamp set ends off to. So this makes it more shiny, makes it look more like a water. So now with that being said, I'm just going to cut, since I got these stamped off, I'm just going to cut around the sun. Like so. And then I'm just going to take this piece and we're just going to cut around the best that we can. And we're going to need to do this for the bigger one as well. I forgot. So I'm just starting in the point of my scissors. I don't know if I was off camera there. And I'm just moving my paper. And just going around the edge of the water. Like so. So now let's stamp up our big one. So I got to put 2 side by side and overlap it. And I'm just going to bring out the Seaside spray once again. And we're just going to stamp that down towards the bottom where it's sticky. And since I got my scissors out, let's cut this there now. So I'm just going to come straight across and go around the same way as what I did before. So that's one side. Could have had this done prior to the video, but I figured it'd be nice to see where I put my stamp to on the sticky note and all that. So I just want to show you right from the beginning and end, basically. We're going to come over and put that there like so. And this one we're putting over our image that we had stamped there. So now for technique number 2, I'm going to bring in the Crumb Cake ink pad. So a lot of colors involved with this one, but it creates a beautiful scenery. So I'm going to bring out Stampin' Up's Brayers, sponge Brayers. So I'm just going to sponge up the brayer, and I'm going to come off the page and come up and go over what we just had put there. And if you need more, you can certainly get more. Just to cover it all in. And this makes it so it looks like sand. So now I'm just going to take the big one off and lay that aside. And I'm going to come in with the small one. And we're just going to cover up the small portion, and we're going to ink up the brayer once more, and we're going to come over the water that we had there. And what this does, it doesn't take the blue away from the water, but it looks like there's sand in the water's edge. So I'm just going to remove this now. So now it looks like there's sand going into the water and it's wet. So for the next portion, I'm going to put my sun, cover up my sun, and I'm going to stick this down over the top. And I'm going to bring in another sponge brayer, and I'm going to get Saffron, and we're going to we're going to sponge this one up as well. And we're just going to come over like what we did with the sand. We're just going to come down into the paper, and I'm just going to take some of the color off. And the Brayers, they come with 4 sponges, so you can change them up, but I figure where this is a lighter color and I'm using a darker color, I just clean it off with the paper. So now I'm just going to bring this terracotta tile in through the top, so it looks like a nice little sunset. And when you're braying, you want to go all the way across, and you don't want to jerk it around or anything like that. So there's our sunset. So I'll just move the Brayers out of the way. So that's it for the masking. So that's technique number 2. So now there is mountains into the Sending Sunshine. So I'm going to stamp the mountains up with Early Espresso. So we're going to ink that up, and I'm going to put the mountains just in the far distance of the of the sunset plane, let's say. So that's the mountains. And then I'm going to bring out Memento black, and I'm going to ink up the small little birds. And I like putting the birds through the sunset, and I'm going to put 3 there, like so. 3 flocks of birds. So, and in this stamp set, Sending Sunshine, there's some, it's almost like beach pebbles. So I'm just going to put a few of those around the bottom here with crumb cake. And you can splatter these out where you think so. It'll look good. And now while I've got terracotta tile out, there is clouds. And they're beautiful clouds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off on a spare sheet of paper. And I'm just going to sporadically put these clouds around. So that's one. That's two. And I'm going to ink off twice. And I'm going to just come down a little further so that it's not so dark. So there's our clouds. So most of this is done now, except for one more technique that I got to show you. So Stampin' Up, this is an older one. If you get the newer one, it will have a black label. This is Stampin' Up's paste. It's embossing paste. So I'm just going to open this up. And I'm going to use a spatula that you can purchase as well. And this all can be found in the catalog. And to give this more like a sand effect, I'm going to use the embossing paste. And I'm just going to go over the sand. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can have some high spots and some low spots. And I want to give credit to Maureen Power. She's my upline for helping me create this technique. So, we've got that done. I'm just going to bring in the ink gun once again. And I'm going to dry the paste that I just had there. So I'm going to put it on the low setting. And I got a little bit over the edge. So let's just dry this a little bit. Because I'm going to bring in the sponge brayer once more and color this so that it looks like sand. So I'm just going to dry this a little bit. And if you don't have an ink gun, you can certainly just let this sit aside for 10 to 15 minutes and let it dry on its own. But for the save time of the video, I decided to use the ink gun. I just realized that I was moving the camera. I'm so sorry about that. My cords are tangled up there. So while that's drying, while that's finished drying, I'm going to cut my paper for my card base. Let me just move the stamps out of the way. So my card base is going to be the Early Espresso. So I'm going to cut that down to 5.5 by 8.5 and score it at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to take the soft suede and I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 as well, so that I can use this for another card later on. But I'm going to cut this down to 5 3/8. Sorry. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that just leaves a little margin of a border around. So now let's just, with the bone folder, let's burnish our paper. And we're going to sail this down onto our early espresso. So this leaves just a margin of a border around all 4 sides. And then we can stamp up a sentiment for inside. So I got to cut this one down as well. So we're going to cut this one down 4 by 5 1/4. And if you wanted to, let's bring this one back. I'm going to use the little trees that is in this set. Let's see if I get a stamp. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp that with Memento Black. We'll put some little trees down here, and then we'll use our sentiment. I'm going to use Sending You Sunshine, and I'm going to use Inside, Open Your Day is Perfect. So that's Sending You Sunshine. And I'm hoping your day is perfect. So I'm going to stamp that with, let's do that in Terracotta Tile. Hope your day is perfect. And I'm just going to put that up towards the top of our inside of our page. So there we go. And now let's move this out of the way, and let's nail this to the inside. So I'm just going to put the Memento Black cover back on, and let's bring out this piece, which should be dry by now. And my dog is getting impatient. She wants to go outside. And I'm going to bring in the crumb cake once again. And I'm eking up the sponge brayer. And a piece of scrap paper. And I'm just going over the embossing paste that we had put down, to give it a real sand look. Now you could do it without the embossing, but I thought it was a great way to show you how to get a nice sand look. And you could have left it as the white, because some sand is so white, but there is the sand. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like sandy beach. And I'm going to take some dimensionals, if I can get them out, and I'm going to put 6, 1 in each corner, and I'm going to put 2 in the center. And I'm going to take your pick tool. Materials used in the description below. And then we're just going to leave a small border around all 4 sides, like so. And I've decided I'm not going to use the fern on this one. So I'll just show you what it looked like, the forever fern. I just wanted to throw in a palm tree or something. Well, it's not really a palm tree, but this is what it looks like with a little, we can call it a tree, like a leafy, beachy tree. And then I'm just going to take a piece of another piece of Whisper White. Actually, I'm going to bring in my scraps and see if there's one there big enough for sentiment. So let's see. And I see that I got some already punched out, so I might use one that's already been punched. Let's see. There we go. I'll just set that aside. And then we'll put down Sending You Sunshine. And that fits on there like so. And then we can pop that up as well with dimensionals. So 2 is plenty. And let's put that, we can have it hanging over there a little bit. So there's our card complete. I hope you enjoyed it. There was 3 different techniques there. There was the masking, the embossing, and the embossing powder with the brayer afterwards. Now, wasn't that a beautiful card? Lots of colors and different techniques. Anyone can do it though. It's so simple. Please join me again next week, next Sunday, around the same time for my new and latest project. And if you like, remember to hit the subscribe button and to hit the like button to let me know that you liked the video. And you can certainly leave a comment as well if you need some refining or if you have questions about the 3 techniques that I did today. If you like a catalog, place an order, become a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator like myself, or you can do it just as a hobby and get your 20% off your products. You can visit my webpage at joannjohnson.stampinup.net. That's JOAnnJohnson.stampinup, STAMPINUP.net. Or you can email me at craftinginspirations@outlook.com. And I will be glad to get back to you with your questions or concerns, or if you want to sign up or have a virtual party, I can certainly help you in how to do that. I just want to say thank you for watching, and stay tuned next week for my next latest project. Thank you, and bye-bye.